folks. So, John Doe, aka the CEO killer, for the last day or two, I've I just keep seeing this guy. I mean, obviously, I see him on the news all the time, but I keep seeing this guy. CEO killer. Whoop. Let's get rid of that. For the last day or two. Okay. So, anyways, I've been seeing this guy for the last day or two. I don't know why. I've got a lot of ideas about who he is or where he is, but my question is what he is. The things that I do know is it's a hit. Okay. We know it's a hit. He was there for 10 days. It was pre-planned. Scheduled. It was nothing of opportunity. It was a scheduled event. Scheduled. It was a scheduled event. It was just a basic hit. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the person himself. The first thing I'm going to look at is this guy. This guy pulled the trigger and killed the other guy for a reason. You have to have a reason in order to put a name and signature on a bullet casing. I mean, you don't just randomly do it. So we know it's a hit. We know there is a reason. We really don't care why there was a reason. We just know there was a reason. So, on that note, let's take a look at this guy. And I'm not gonna do a real detailed drawing here of this guy. To me, he's either British or got British or German ancestry, or ancestry that's European. So let's just say European. Euro. Now, this could be ancestry, it could be, God knows, I don't know. What we want to do is we want to look at this guy. So I'm just going to do a quick rough drawing here. He's got a bandana on right now, watching TV. Not really doing much. It's kind of interesting. I know he's watching TV because his brain activity is low. I mean, it's like, I don't know what it is about the TV. It's designed to suck your soul and put your brain at a minimum. In this case, he's watching TV. News. He's kind of watching TV, and he has a secondary. He's got a secondary thought here, and I guess the secondary thought is based on the fact that he's listening for something. An alarm, or maybe not an alarm, maybe a phone call. Okay, so he's waiting for something. So this guy's sitting in a chair. He's got a table in front of him, computer, TV. There's a cat. So I got a feeling he's at somebody's house. I'm not sure if they know it or if this is just an empty house. Let's just say he's at a house, or maybe it's an apartment. Maybe apartment. Let's motel. Maybe it's a motel. But he's sitting there watching TV and he has a laptop or a small computer or a computer device. It's kind of cool. So we're gonna do a quick aura scan on this guy. So he's actually got your standard aura. He has some good attributes. I guess he's not a terrible guy. Let's get a pen that works. I'm not gonna write this guy off as completely evil. I mean, hitmans can be nice guys too. I mean, what the hell, right? He had a job, he did it. The question is why did he have the job? What does a phone have to do with it? He has a phone. Alright. So he's kind of brain dead. He's sitting there looking at something. He's got the TV on, so he's looking at the TV, his laptop. He's in a low energy state where he's brain dead, but he's got a lot of energy on his aura. So his little auric pool, or whatever the hell you want to call it, is just red hot. Now, problem with this is because I'm assuming that he's currently running or currently involved with this murder, it kind of clouds up my reading, so I can't do it really. All this is based on, my clouding with what's going on. But a lot of high energy wrapped around him, which would make sense. And of course we got the ghosts of past. So this is definitely surrounding him too. Now, Mr. Doe, if I can call him that, has I wonder if there's any tattoos or identifying marks. And normally I don't do body scans on people without their permission, but here we have a high profile figure that eventually will be vetted out by the cops and the police, and it'd be interesting to see how my aura check does and my body scan does on a criminal who will be caught here shortly, and his accomplices. So, body check. Well, first off, he's wearing a bandana, and I don't know if it's a bandana or what this is, but it's some sort of neck wrapping. He has it almost looks like I can't tell if it's a t-shirt or a button-up shirt. It might be a button-up shirt and a t-shirt. So, and it feels kind of cool. So current conditions are kind of cool. Wherever this place is, he's not got the temperature cranked up to a normal setting. He's keeping it about 62 to 65. But let's look at his attributes here. Let's do a quick rundown on what we got. So let's look at his brain first. He's intelligent. And we know that because it was a well-planned hit. While it doesn't take a lot of brains to elude the New York cops, it does take planning. It does take friends. But he does seem to have an underlying intelligence factor that's pretty good. He's being manipulated. Manipulated. I don't know how to describe what I'm seeing as far. I'll show you the actors behind him in a minute here. So, anyways, this person's being manipulated, and I think he knows it. I think he knows. He knows, and I think he knows he's screwed. He knows he's screwed. But he does seem to be intelligent. He has so he does have kind of like a second sense. So let's just write that down. Second sense. So he's pretty good about picking up on details that are coming. I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like a precog. Let's just say precog. That sounds good. So he's got precog. So if you're gonna go kick the door in, just remember this guy's got a little precog. Think twice. Let's look for a tattoo. Tattoo. Let's look for a tattoo. It would be nice if he had prison tattoos or identifying tattoos, but how about scars? Does he have a scar? He's got something on his chest. He's got a scar on his chest. Right side. So when I'm looking at him, I'm standing in front of him. So over here, so that would be, yeah, the right side. So he's got a scar on his chest. It looks like an older scar. I want to say it's from an operation, but I can't be sure. So operation. And it was stitched. So if it wasn't from an operation, it was like something happened. He got scratched, and I wonder if I can see anything on the bones. See, and that's the thing is I don't see anything. I don't see. He wasn't cracked open. I'm trying to think. I mean, when they do a chest surgery in the old days, they would crack open the chest, and it would be down the middle, right? Why would the scar be to the right? I wonder if he was a heart patient guy. I wonder if he had a heart operation. Of course, the scar placement doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. So he's got a scar on his chest. There's a bunch of shit in his blood. So his blood is He's got alcohol. Alcohol. Trace amounts of Xanax. Trace. So it's either Xanax or it's an antidepressant. I don't know what you call it, but it's a trace amount. It's like he took it, but it's out of his system. It's just there. So antidepressant. It's just a trace amount. Now that's prescribed, so maybe he's got a record on file. What I'm looking for is painkillers. I'm looking for he's got something else in his blood. There's something wrong with his blood. My biggest problem here is I'm having a hard time pulling the blood out, looking at the blood, separating the blood. So normally I can do this a lot easier. I don't know why this is fighting me. So normally you get the reds. And normally you got the, damn it, you got the white blood cells just kind of chilling in there. Come on, that's not gonna work. You got the white blood cells and they're doing their thing. You got leukocytes and other stuff. You got an off pH though. Off pH. Off pH. So in his blood system, along with these things, he's got something going on. Maybe it's a trace infection. Maybe it's I don't know. But the pH of his blood is off, so there's something else going on that is a driving factor here. Now that could be due to stress. That could be due to stress, obviously. Hormones. Or drugs. The thing is I can't imagine him taking any mind-altering drugs at this time. But pick. Oh, got it. There was a request for a picture, so let me take a picture real quick. So anyways, I can't imagine him taking mind-altering drugs. So the deal with this is, I mean, I'm trying to put myself in his place, because if I was going to kill somebody, obviously I'd stay absolutely clean. I'd do I'd do nothing wrong, keep my nose clean, yada yada yada. What the hell, right? But I sure wouldn't get stoned, and I sure wouldn't get drunk. So but that's just me. If I was going to do this, obviously I would do it differently. I wouldn't do it the way he's doing it. My techniques would be much different. But then again, I've got no reason to do anything like this. So that's what's thrown me off about this drugs in the blood. He's got something in his blood, and he's got drugs in his blood. Why would you take drugs at a time like this? Unless this is something that you need to function. All right, so like I said, he knows he's screwed, and he knows he's being thrown under the bus. He doesn't know why. His ancestry is European. Now, does that make him European? Because see, I keep getting the feel is he traveled to here from out of country. I got a feeling he came here out of country to do this. But it doesn't mean he came out of country from these places. It just means that he came here on a transport from somewhere. Motivation. Well, let me get to the motivation. All right, so anyways, the only I don't see any tattoos because I'm having a hard time with the tattoos. The tattoos would there's something there on him, and it's either the right or left arm that he keeps hidden. But I can't tell if it's a tattoo or a scar, and it has meaning for him. I mean, for all I know, it could be a branding. But whatever this is symbolizes something for him and the group that he's with. Okay. I just can't visualize it. So we'll chalk it off to later. So we're gonna take this away. These are my sage and rosemary. I'm doing this for a friend of mine. She's pretty special, so I'm going to make a couple thousand of them and ship them her way. And if she's going to make a couple thousand cups of stew, that would be really good in there. Otherwise, they're going to be used for smudging. So, anyways, now hopefully she likes them. I really want to get them to her by Christmas, but we'll see what happens. All right. The black stuff below him. The black stuff below him was death. Obviously, that's going to be with him. Now, the question is this his first one? Has he gone off after others? Is he... I mean, because of who he's tied up with, he's tied up with somebody or some organization. While I think my prediction for December was for small cell, and I'm pretty sure this is probably part of that small cell, but I don't know. Anyways, so we're going to look at motivation. So the casing was deliberate. The backpack was deliberate. Oh, come on. Motivation. So the casing was deliberate. The backpack was deliberate. The note in the backpack was deliberate. I don't know what it says because I can't read notes, but there was a note left or something left for the cops in the backpack to. No, I can't do it. Last will and testament, insurance papers. I don't know. And the name. Anyways, so this is to this is to obscure. I think it was to obscure. Now, the question is, and again, I think this is all coming in from the fact that he's kind of a smart guy. But we're looking for motivation. Well, why would he do this? One is money. Was he paid? Let's just put that out there. Was he paid? Was he part of? So was he part of a group? Brainwashed? CIA? Government? Red herring? See, that's the other thing that this feels really funny is you know, the CIA and the government work in mysterious ways. So we can't rule out the fact that this guy's getting thrown to the sharks and will be prosecuted because he's expendable. And that's what this feels like. This guy's expendable. He is a tool. And he knows it, unfortunately. He is a tool. So, the problem is you have so many people cheering for him now that he is convincing himself he is right. But he's expendable, and he will be expended, just like that shell casing was thrown on the ground and is now property of whatever government agency takes care of shit like that. He's actually using the TV and the laptop to slow down interesting. Okay, so motivation. These aspects here, was there money involved? So there was money involved. I just don't see how the money was involved to make him do this, because there was funding for him to do this. He was funded by an outside group. Let me take a picture of this real quick. I want to redraw it. Okay. So Mr. John Doe has a problem. And while he's intelligent and has basic skills, computer programming, he does cross country, it's either hiking or skiing. He's good with computers. He's not great. He's good. Okay, so anyways, let's look at the motivation a little bit better. So we know he's expendable, he's a tool, and he's convinced that he's right. So we're going to look at the motivation. We're going to get rid of this note. I don't know. I can't see the words. It's really not important because it's just it's for the cops. Let them figure it out. That's a red herring. Alright, so let's look at the money. Now, money motivates me to do stupid things. I like money. I'm very capitalistic. If I had a winning lottery ticket, which I will be very foolish. And probably dead in a very short amount of time because I would enjoy it way too much. Okay, so money. He was funded. And the thing about the funding was it was not like handing over money. So to me it feels like this guy was working with someone and said, I'm going to do this, and this guy said, well, let me help you. So there was cash involved. I don't know how much. I see a small stacked. Small stack of bills. So tens, 20s, hundreds. That's what a weekly gas ration for me, so hundreds. There's cash involved. Damn. There was transport. A ferry. Plane. Car. Where the hell did he come from? Hiking. I think this is secondary. Let's say Canada. Nova Scotia. I like Nova Scotia. I would like to know how the Devon case turned out. That would be of great interest. If you guys know how the Devon case turned out, if they actually found Devon, let me know. I would like to know. I am sad to say that I am no longer part of that investigation. It was either wrapped up or I don't know. Okay. Canada and Nova Scotia. So he was funded and there was cash handed out, but no bank accounts, no digital currency, and nothing you can trace. He was transported. Unknowing. So the car didn't know. What if he was hitchhiking? Okay. Let's just go with that. So Canada and Nova Scotia are part of this. So, I mean, if it was me, I would check entry ports through Nova Scotia and Canada and the ferry system. That would be my suggestion, because I know they both got surveillance. So now we're going to look at the other part of the motivation is why. Okay. He has a scar on his chest, so the scar on the chest has something to do with it as well. There's a belief system. Maybe he feels that the current system is wrong. Maybe he feels capitalistic communalism, consumerism. Maybe he feels that the current system is corrupt. You know, I know that is corrupt. Again, anytime you add government into anything, then the corruption factor goes up by a factor of 100. Yeah, it's a way of life. I don't think there's a government out there that's not corrupt. And because the government is deeply involved in our healthcare system, which makes yada yada yada. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to change that. I do know that shooting people is kind of a silly way to go around changing things. What it does is it makes the corrupt system more of a regime. So by doing this, you're increasing the cost of the current system, which is going to drive up the cost of the system for everybody. So you basically screwed over the cost of this system without even trying, because now they're going to have to put security into the system. But I don't understand is his belief system, how that would drive him to shoot somebody. This is secondary. I don't think this is the driving force. While it could be, I don't think it is. In fact, I'm not sure. I don't think that is. It's almost like when you say something and you go on and on and on about it, but deep inside you just, it doesn't matter. So while he spouts this, there's a secondary underlying issue. What is that underlying issue? Alright, I can't think of what it is. Alright. is basically two parts. It's what you see and what you don't see. I'm not sure what he's trying to hide. I do know that in that group that he's with, this is what you see. You see this anti-capitalistic consumerism, current system is crap kind of. That's what you see. What you don't see is you don't see cold, calculating, opportunistic. And again, this guy is not alone. There's a second group. So because he is opportunistic, he took this. He took this on. He came here and he did what he did for a reason. And it is not. This is not the reason. He did it for something else. So let me take a picture of this. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Well, I don't know about real quick, but now we're going to get into the group around him. So, our John Doe, our hero of the alt left, our hooded vigilante, Robin Hood, whatever the hell they're calling him. So John Doe. Okay. A lot of people are singing his praises from on high, which to me is incredible. If you want to get on a radar, that's great. Just like I'm doing this puts me on a big radar. But our John Doe is not alone. So what I want to do is look at the governments and the people and the watchers, because he has more than just me and you and the government here watching him. So let's take a look at this. So currently I got a group of 3 people. Female, she's tall, almost looks Swedish, or she has a let's just say Northern European feel. Northern European. Euro feel. And by that I mean she feels I don't know if she's American or English or Swedish or what, but she's just tall and genetically inclined to having children that are tall and fair-skinned and smart. So she's intelligent. So she's intelligent. What if she's Russian. I don't know. So we're gonna put an unknown for number one. She's intelligent and European. Intelligent, and by European I mean I'm going to include Russia, Sweden, Germany. Not French, not Italian. Possibly Ukraine. There's a whole host of countries there that she could be from. Anyways, that's just one lady. Like I said, she's tall, a little plump. 50s, 60s, rich, connected. This is where it gets funny. She's connected. She's connected to politicians and government, military, black ops. So whoever she is, she's very high up in the food chain. She's not one to be seen. So that's why I don't understand how she's connected to John Doe. I don't see a direct connection. She has not talked to him. She has not been around him. But she has all this, right? She is connected to somebody. Let's look at the second guy. Ooh, damn alarm bells. All right. Somebody's saying, "Stop, Jeff! Stop! You're an idiot." That's okay. Let's just keep going. Let's look at the second guy. Second guy. Older gentleman, gray hair. Balding. He seems like the think tank. So he works with these two. He's almost an analyst. I don't know what you call it. So the old CIA guy that makes the plans does absolutely none of the work, but works in between the powers that be and I don't know, because he's not government. He's like a think tank. And then you have a group of foreign investors. These are the money guys. And again, none of these people work directly with this guy. It would be interesting to see oh, we're probably never going to see that. You know what? We're never going to see this because this involves. So you know what? Let's just say there's a group of money guys. That are actively funding this. So we got these three groups or people, right? And we will never see this. All right. Well, that's kind of cool. Let me take a picture of that real quick. Now, I'm not going to show you who the money guys are because you would think it's funny. All right. Over here we have a female. Now this one is actually working with this guy. She's small, cute, 20s to 30s. And she's actively involved in this guy. Got a backpack. And they're kind of like a team or boyfriend, girlfriend, friend. Maybe they're just lovers. I don't know. Let's just throw that out there. Lovers. It's also to. It's also a front. You know, you have this, you put this out there, and then it feels like everything changes because you have the girl there. So she knows what's going on. She knew what was going on. She did not take part of it, and I don't know if they're going to get back together. So most of the trip he's alone, but this also happened, and I think it was unintentional. Unintentional. But she knew. So that's too bad. And see, I don't even know if they're lovers. I think he used her as something. Cool. All right, so what woman are you speaking of? I want to check my questions real quick here. So the killer's friend, that's who I was speaking of. I know this is just rambling of an old man. I'm tired. I got a lot to do. And this is all rambling. There's a lot more here that I'm not going to go into. I'm not going to talk about the money guys. I'm not going to talk about these guys much more. We'll never see in the light of day anything here. We'll never see. I will never be able to turn on my news station and actually see the actual information. It's going to be hidden. You and I both know that our local CNN and local Fox station, and it's all happy horseshit. Excuse my French, but happy horseshit. The days of actual news gathering is over. I do not wish John Doe well. I do not think killing is appropriate. I do not think John Doe acted appropriately. I do not think planning a murder hunt is appropriate. That being said, what the CIA does, what the government does, I just don't think it's appropriate. But then again, I'm an old man sitting in a house drawing pretty pictures. You know, it really is sad when people root for somebody going around killing people. And it just, it's getting crazy out there, folks. You guys all watch your back. This is a quick look at John Doe. If anybody has any follow-up questions, or they want me to do a round 2 on this guy, I can. For a moderate fee of $500 US in rubles, see my previous video, I will gladly take another look at John Doe. I can do a private broadcast or a public broadcast, I don't care. You guys let me know what you want. Remember, this is the ramblings of an old man. I'm a weary wizard walking through these wild times. Getting a little older, a lot grayer, and I'm really hoping we come out. I really hope we come out okay. You guys have a good one.